Real quick before we start the video, I am running a giveaway until the end of January for a Link's Awakening amiibo. More details will be at the end of the video. Enjoy. The Legend of Zelda series is one of the most iconic, loved and unique video game franchises of all time. From the first installment back in 1986 on the NES, to the cult classic Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64, to more recent installments such as the newer fan favourite Breath of the Wild. The incredible series has a whopping 19 mainline installments, with a 20th on the way, that game being the Breath of the Wild sequel. All of these games have a tremendous amount of work put into them by the developers, with the developers themselves really pouring their heart into their work. With all of that passion for video game development comes adding in some funny, strange and just outright bizarre things. Whether it be the eccentric and energetic characters like Tingle, Bolson, and the Postman, or the strangely obsessed self-claimed 10-year-old Princess Agatha, the princess of bugs and insects found in Twilight Princess, or even just the madness that is the very suggestive Great Fairies in Breath of the Wild. Many of these funny and weird things in the series are pretty well known, and in some cases pretty iconic within the Zelda community, such as the Malomar and its interesting music. To avoid just repeating well-known picks, I have tried my best to dig out and uncover some of the more unique and lesser-known, bizarre moments and things within the series. Today, joined by Commonwealth Realm, we are going to go over 5 of the most bizarre moments in the Zelda series. Enjoy. Number 5. Breath of the Wild's Suggestive Massages. If you have had the honour of playing the wonder that is Breath of the Wild, you will know that the game changed up how Zelda games play, both on surface level with changes to the combat, exploration and story format, to more subtle and smaller changes such as no longer finding hearts within the grass, having to cook meals to replenish your hearts, and having full control over the time of day you play at, due to being able to rest by campfires, cooking pots, beds, and even hiring a bed within an inn or hotel. This is where we can find a rather bizarre and eyebrow-raising moment. Across the land of Hyrule, you can visit all of the towns, villages and cities, with all of them having a shop or two, a communal cooking pot, a goddess statue, and an inn. All of the inns found in the base towns, villages and cities across the land offer 2 services. A regular bed to sleep in, at the cost of a fair 20 rupees, and then a more premium bed, sometimes offering additional services such as a relaxing waterbed, a hot rock massage, and even a quote-unquote spa treatment, which is what we will be looking at. In Gerudo Town, we can find the Hotel Oasis, the Inn of Gerudo Town. Of course, Link needs to be disguised as a female Hylian, as Gerudo Town has very strict laws on only inhabiting females. The hotel is run by Roma. She will offer Link the standard old bed for 20 rupees or the spa plan for a whopping 80 rupees. Here's where it gets interesting. Before heading off to bed, and remember this is hiring a bed to sleep in, with the additional spa plan, Roma will say one of the following 3 phrases. "You're pretty muscular for a Hylian. I like your voish figure. Hey, you seem a little tense. Relax. We're all Vi here. Whoa, I've never seen a Hylian Vi with so many scars. You must be a warrior." After she says one of those phrases, you begin to hear her making some interesting noises.
Oh.
Keep in mind, this is a spa treatment. Isn't Link the one who should be enjoying it the most? Also, spa treatments are typically done near naked, or full-on naked. Roma is presumably giving this treatment all night to Link, and certainly sounds like she is having fun. Who knows what happens, maybe this is just one for the more dirty-minded players, but something more than the average spa treatment seemed to happen.
Number 4. The Mysterious Fortune Teller. This pick takes us to Hyrule gamers' favorite video game of all time, Twilight Princess. The adventure where Link is but a mere farmer boy who is essentially forced into a heroic quest. Thankfully, he rises to the occasion and takes on the imposing threat of Xanth and Ganondorf, braving the diverse landscapes of Hyrule, Twilight-infected Hyrule, Snow Peak, the Gerudo Desert, and even venturing into the unknown realm of Twilight. It's fair to say that Twilight Princess is an epic adventure, and within that incredible story hides many interesting and overlooked characters. The game actually has a lot of character interaction and involvement with the story. You have the likes of the Ordanian children, Russell, Renato, Giovanni, Telma, Ashe, and many more that play an important role in the game's story. There is however one character that is heavily overlooked, but yet has such a mysterious background, Madame Fenardi, the fortune teller found within Castletown. She lives in her home, titled Fenardi's Palace, and works from there as a fortune teller. If Link enters her place for the price of 10 rupees, he can hear his fortune regarding his career or love. Whilst that isn't too out of the ordinary, there are two things about this woman that aren't explained. Firstly, if Link asks for his love fortune to be revealed, Madame Fenardi will reveal to Link where a heart piece he hasn't found is roughly located. It's not too strange, but how does she know that? Secondly, and more mysteriously, she has the Sheikah logo embedded on her forehead. This brings up a lot of questions, as the Sheikah are non-existent in Twilight Princess. The closest thing to an actual Sheikah member being Impas, the one and only resident to the hidden village, who has been theorized to be a member of the Sheikah for times long ago. The theory could be made that she's also a member of the long-forgotten Sheikah tribe, perhaps a descendant from the Sheikah in Ocarina of Time, or maybe even a relative of Impas. It's rather odd that Madame Fenardi has a Sheikah logo on her forehead, but could explain her fortune-telling abilities, as we know the Sheikah do possess powers and abilities exclusive to their people. Perhaps all it takes to have these abilities is to have the blood of a Sheikah, similar to how the blood of the goddess works with Princess Zelda and all of her ancestors and descendants. Either way, Madame Fenardi is a rather bizarre character with a really interesting and unknown backstory.
Number 3. Link's Pet Cow. Yes, you heard that right. Assuming you saw the video thumbnail, you will have already known there would be something regarding a cow in the video, and here we are. Considering Link is nearly always out on an adventure, you'd assume it's rather odd of him to own a pet. How does he plan on feeding it and taking care of it? Well, that I can't answer, but I can show you the one time Link actually got himself a pet in some of the most obscure circumstances as well. In The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, you can come across and visit Lon Lon Ranch, the massive ranch in the middle of Hyrule Field, and the main supplier of the kingdom's milk and presumably meats as well. Inhabited by Talon, Malon and Ingo, with Talon owning the ranch, it is home to the kingdom's finest cows, horses and cuckoos. It's also where we first meet the iconic Epona. This ranch is where Link can obtain his pet cow from, but it does require a little bit of work. Later in the game, after Link heads 7 years into the future, he will find that Lon Lon Ranch has been taken over by Ingo, with the help of Ganondorf, resulting in Ingo kicking Talon out of his own ranch and also forcing Malon to obey his orders and mistreats the animals on the ranch as well. Link can race Ingo on horseback. After beating Ingo in a race for the first time, Ingo will challenge Link to a rematch, but this time wagers Epona. Upon Link winning the second race, Ingo can't face losing and giving away Epona, so he locks the ranch gates, locking Link and his newly won horse Epona. Though, Link being the hero he is, he makes a badass leap over the ranch fences on Epona to escape. After this, if Link is to return to the ranch, he will find that it's back to its normal state, and that Ingo handed over ownership to Malon, along with Malon stating that Talon will be returning thanks to Link. Oh, and Ingo turns into a nicer guy all of a sudden. Now that the ranch is back to its old ways, Link can take on an obstacle course set up by Malon. If he manages to complete it, Malon rewards Link by delivering an actual cow to Link's home in Kokiri Forest. Whilst this is helpful as it provides Link with unlimited Lon milk, it does beg the question, how did Malon get this cow up into Link's house, as his house is a tree house, elevated above the ground, only accessible by a ladder? Well, not just his house, but also get into the Kokiri Forest in general. The Kokiri Forest is accessed via the Lost Woods, so how did she make it through the Lost Woods without meeting a terrible fate? This truly is one of the most bizarre and odd things in the Zelda series, and will forever be one of my favourite weird and out of place things in the series.
Number 2. That doesn't belong in the toilet. This pick is a bit of a cult classic when it comes to strange and weird things found in the Zelda series, but it also gets overshadowed a lot due to how many strange and peculiar things are within the series, which is why we have chosen to select it for this list. In The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, the story really gets underway within Clocktown, a cheery and market-like town getting ready to celebrate a festival with an unknown disaster on its way. Within Clocktown, Link can visit the Stockpot Inn, your standard run-of-the-mill inn. However, if Link is inside the inn after midnight and makes his way upstairs for a bathroom break, he is greeted by something honestly disturbing, as Link will find a creepy, disgusting hand erect from the toilet. This ghostly hand will remain there until 6 in the morning, waving around and begging for someone to bring it some paper. Anyone but Link would probably just walk away and report the terrifying sight. However, since you're Link, you will return to the hand with any item made of paper and give it to the hand. This resulted in the hand going down the toilet and triggering a flushing sound. It also gives out a heart piece, so at least Link gets a little something for helping whatever or whoever that hand was. Although this isn't the only time this happens in the series. In Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, Link can come across yet another hand within a toilet, this time found within the Knight Academy and connected to a side quest involving Colin and Karain. Both hands are equally odd and bizarre, but the one found in Majora's Mask is just outright creepy.
Number 1. The Legend of CUCCOS. Ah yes, CUCCOS, the friendly looking chickens of the Zelda series that are actually incredibly deadly and can and will annihilate Link. These little farm animals have been part of the Zelda series for many years now, first appearing in A Link to the Past back in 1991, to featuring in Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, A Link Between Worlds, and of course the most recent installment, Breath of the Wild, along with many other games in the series.
This pick, however, is focused on the CUCCOS' appearance in Twilight Princess. Whilst in other games they will hunt Link down like a pack of velociraptors, the CUCCOS in Twilight Princess actually have a rather bizarre ability. If you come across a CUCCO in Twilight Princess, you would typically think not to hit it due to possible past and future experiences with other CUCCOs. However, if you're brave enough to attack the CUCCO and manage to hit it 10 times, you will take control of that CUCCO.
It's pretty weird and wacky, but for a good 12 to 20 seconds you can control a CUCCO. There isn't really a reason or purpose for this within the game, but it's a really cool secret within the game. Controlling the CUCCOs in Twilight Princess is very similar to controlling the seagulls in the Wind Waker with Hyo pairs, but controlling the CUCCOs in Twilight Princess is more of a secret and more bizarre if you ask me, due to how deadly CUCCOs typically are if you dare attack them. Thanks a ton for watching the video. I really hope you enjoyed, and if you did, be sure to leave a like and consider subscribing for more Zelda content. What did you think of my picks? Are these some of the most bizarre things to you? And if you know of any other bizarre or weird things within the Zelda series, be sure to let me know down below in the comments. Huge thanks to Commonwealth Realm for joining me on this video. We did another video over on their channel covering 5 of the biggest Zelda mysteries, so be sure to go and check that out through the link in the description or card in the top right corner. As mentioned at the beginning of the video, I am currently running a giveaway for a Link's Awakening amiibo, with the option to be signed by myself. The giveaway will be open until the end of January. The link to enter is in the description below. Good luck to you all, and thanks for the amazing support. Massive thanks to all of my wonderful Patreon supporters as well for your generous support and allowing me and supporting me to do this as my full-time job. It's very, very much appreciated, so thank you all so much. Again, thanks for watching, and until the next time, I've been Hyrule Gamer.